All right. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the Shit Guys Talk About. You got your boy, the Sophisticated Jerk. We got CLS and we got Taj coming back. So how y'all doing today, man? Before we jump into these topics, y'all good?
I'm just going with it. Just surviving, baby.
My man Taj got the light on. He was over there looking like a Jamaican vampire last time, sitting in that dark.
Yeah, man. I was like, you know what, man? I got to make sure I got some light this time, man. For real.
They was feeling y'all though. Everybody told me y'all was on here repping. I was like, man, y'all ain't seen me on here. I was hating. I was like, shit, let me start hating on these guys.
Mm-hmm. You change those pictures on the wall.
Yeah, you got the Obama background.
I'm trying to change up right here. You know what I mean? Before it was just a blank wall, so I had to put something up there for a little bit.
Well,
okay.
You know.
Who's that? Who's the fourth person? Maya Angelou? I can't see the one.
Which one?
Yeah,
this one.
I can't see the fourth person. I just
Who said what?
So it's Nelson Mandela.
He said Maya Angelou.
Yeah, I swear, damn, it looked like I thought it was Maya Angelou at first. I thought because you remember Maya Angelou had her hair cut short. She kind of had like a small fro. She got the fro.
Come on, man, you got respect, Nelson.
Did you see what was it? I know who Nelson Mandela is, man. They fucking called me Nelson Mandela one time when I was still in the army. But no, what was it? What was the movie? Yeah, Poetic Justice. Did you see Poetic Justice? When Maya Angelou was in it, she had her hair cut like real short. That's what I'm saying. And it's white. She got a white fro, so.
ACLS is mad disrespectful.
Hell yeah, man.
It could have been.
But all right, man. Since we got those introductions out the way, I'm gonna go ahead and cue up the first topic. So the whole background on this, before we jump into it, is can you be in a polyandrous relationship? And I don't know if you guys seen that show on TV that just been on TLC. It's called Seeking Brother Husbands, where the woman has like multiple husbands or partners and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a crazy concept. I saw it on TLC. Been watching. I think they're up to like episode 7 or 8. And man, it's the craziest thing I've seen because it's rare anyways. I think when people have like multiple spouses, but most of the time I think it's common in those type of relationships to have like multiple wives and stuff like that. So to see it play out with like multiple, I'll say husbands. Yeah, man, it was definitely a different dynamic. So I'm going to toss it over to you first, CLS. Do you think you could be in that type of situation?
No. I mean, it sounds like it's the opposite of Sister Wives with the white dude in Utah with the 4 wives. So
yeah, it's pretty much, that's what it is.
So it's the opposite of that. It's got a woman that has like 4 husbands, which means that's how many she got living in the house? 4 dudes that all live in the same house?
There's one. Most of them only have like two guys, but they trying to expand. So they're like convincing the dudes like, hey, I need to get one more guy, and y'all pretty much got to suck it up.
So it's the wife with 2 guys in the same house that live in the same roof?
There's one black female, and she got like 2 guys. One like sleeps in a separate room, and then she sleeps with one guy in one room. But she's like, hey, you got to get your own room. I'm about to move this other guy in.
It didn't even sound ridiculous.
I don't know if I saw clips of that one, but I did see a similar story where it was like,
because the one couple I got on the thumbnail, the one lady where she got the black gentleman and the white guy.
Oh, okay.
She's trying to also expand it out too, and the black guy is getting he's actually the second person to come into the relationship, and he's like having feelings on the whole relationship. He's like, I don't know if I'm good with this. I'm like, man, you're the second one. How you gonna be mad? But she's pretty much telling him like, hey, either you get on board or you get off, man. It's funny because it's like she's almost the guy in the relationship. So CLS, you saying you can't do this?
Nah, so she didn't have like the spiritual ceremony. She's legally married to the white guy, but they didn't have the black guy is just the boyfriend.
Yeah, but in their terms, I think they're married in their eyes. They're doing some.
Because after you legally marry one person, they can have like a spiritual ceremony. Like I guess it's
on paper, that's how they do it.
Like spiritual, right. I didn't know how long they've been together, but I had a friend that was in that situation.
Elaborate.
Yeah, when I lived in Vegas, when I lived in Las Vegas, but this is
that makes sense.
2006, 2007. She wasn't originally from there, but she moved there with her husband, and she told me that her husband they met another girl on a dating site, and he was just like the girlfriend, but they were all living under one roof. And she was pretty much there in case he wanted more kids, because she didn't want any more kids. She was only when I met her, I think she was like 24, but she didn't want any kids. But like in most states, you have to wait till you're 25 before you get your tubes tied. They make you wait till you're 25. So when she hit 25, she got her tubes tied, and That's why the other girl was there. I mean, I guess her husband decided he wanted to have more kids, and that's why she's there. And she was also like the girlfriend. I don't think they were doing like threesomes or anything like that, but it was kind of like they would just have like, they all have their date nights, you know what I mean? And they just kind of have their alone time with the husband, that kind of situation. But they all got along though, so I don't think I could do that now. Like if you'd have asked me that 20 years, like when I was still in my 20s, maybe. But now, nah, I won't do it now.
What, multiple dudes? Multiple dudes in a relationship? Or you talk about multiple females?
Well, what you got to think though, I mean, if the situation is kind of similar to Sister Wives, you got to think, okay, well, if you're in a situation where it's like you're married to a woman and you're allowed to have a second partner, you have to give her you open up that door for her to have a second partner too. So that's only fair. If it's just one person though, like one other person, like if I had a wife right now and I say I had a girlfriend on the side and then we brought her into the equation and then she's like, okay, well, I want to bring a guy in too. All right, cool. That's fair. That's only one dude and I got one chick. So same thing. Not saying I would do it now, but I'm just saying if I was in that situation, then that's kind of how it would be to make it fair,
But okay, say you didn't have no chick and she was like, came up to you, was like, hey, I want another guy. How about that scenario?
Nah, like that scenario right there, like the dude, black dude in the picture. That's simple.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't do that now. No.
So it's got to be somewhat balanced.
You are getting
It's got to be fair. Yeah. All right, Taj, I'm coming to you now. What about you, Taj?
Me, I don't know if I actually, I'll be real with both of y'all. I actually, I wasn't married and like that, neither was she, but I have been in a situation where I was in a relationship with two women, and I was with the girl who wanted to, I guess, test the waters and bring in another dude. I'm an open-minded guy, so me being me, I've done it already before. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. It was weird though because my brother got a little jealous when another dude came in. It was like, what's mine is mine, man. I ain't trying to share you with another dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like more so of, is this guy getting more attention than me? Or, is you not feeling me no more? Is you feeling him more than me now? Type of deal. You know what I mean? And then he got a little suspect too, because when it came down to sexual attention, that's where the brother came in more. And he expressed himself. We got into a whole big argument about that shit. And I was laughing the whole time because I thought it was kind of ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just jumped on board, talking about it just got weird for me because it's like, we literally sitting up here talking about who about tag team the ass. Like, real, like, I'll get it one day, you get the other 2 days. You know what I mean?
So
y'all had a whole like schedule mapped out and shit.
Pretty much.
Had, like,
it was just weird, man. So I sat everybody down and I was like, look, man, I just ain't with it. I'm a very protected person. I'm very territorial. What's mine is mine. You know what I mean? And not only that, but I kind of realized my emotions was in it, her emotions was in it, and now his was in it. I'm just like, that's too much, man. You know what I mean? I already have a hard time with my own piece, and now this nigga coming up here, coming up in here, and he bringing his stuff in here, and even knocking more pieces off of my piece. You know what I mean?
But y'all didn't all live in the same house though, right? Yeah, like separate places.
It wasn't nothing like that, but I would chill with her over her place more than my own. I will say that, and like there were times where he would come over. He was a chill dude. I ain't gonna lie, but he was a bit of a punk for real because he would always nag about stuff. I'm like, look, bro, it's kind of hard to figure out who's running this relationship. You know what I mean? I'm kind of just going with it at this point. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I just can't do it. Way too many emotions. It can become very hostile very quick.
So it was. Did you guys introduce any like other females? So it was just.
I thought about it. I mean, I had brought it to their attention so that way, because obviously he was feeling like third wheel at one point, and I didn't like it either when she was with him. So I did, and they both said no. I kind of thought it was a little weird considering that we pretty much sharing each other any damn way. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, it's that whole double standard type BS. You know what I mean? I'm like, I've done this. I explained to both of them. This ain't nothing but a rerun to me. Like, I've done this before with two other women, and it went smoothly. The only thing I didn't like about it was when they both got mad at me and came after me. You know what you signed up for. You like what you like. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, know what you signed up for, because don't get in your feelings because there's another partner involved. You don't know nothing about this person. You got to get to know this person, and this person has something else with the person that you're now with. You know what I mean? Oh, the whole situation is weird. It's weird, believe me. I couldn't deal no more.
Oh yeah, you would have never give it another shot. What about the two women?
No, I couldn't deal with that either, man, because I don't know how I'm still learning females, to be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it straight. when it came down to arguments, it wasn't fair. Obviously, they would take each other's side, regardless of who was right or wrong. I didn't like that. It's hard enough with just one, bitching at you, but then now you got two. I ain't gonna lie, and don't judge me when I say this, but when it came down to the bedroom, it was stressful too, because both of them was wild. I was not. So I kind of bit off more than what I could chew. So it's a lot. Like I said, emotions come into play, and some are stronger than others. I'm more chill and laid back. They thought I wasn't taking situations seriously enough. I thought they were taking it too seriously. You know what I mean? And they were tag teaming me, man. Literally, they're just coming after me. Oh, blah blah blah. Listen, y'all can kiss the baby. Like, just get out the way. I ain't got time for this. Y'all affecting my peace. Once you affect my peace, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. So what would you say, like, it was probably the management of the emotions was like probably the hardest part? Because I could just, one is enough.
Yeah, everything else was kind of chill. It was just battling, like trying to pick your battles, trying to figure out like who do you comfort more than the other. Like there's one, I'll say this, maybe you guys will get it this way, where she was more emotional than the other one. I'm not as emotionally intelligent as I can be, but I tried hard to understand where she was coming from. And I just told her straight up, like, look, like, you knew what you got into, when you hopped in this, you know what I mean? You said you wanted to be with me. Well, at the time, I was like, this is how I rock. You know what I mean? I wasn't really about one woman at the time. You know what I mean? I was kind of just playing around, bouncing around. And I just happened to land two. I'll keep it real, and we had that talk, and it just got too serious. It got way too deep. I realized I was hurting her feelings because, she said I was showing more attention to the other. And I'm just like, damn, like I thought I was showing equal amount of attention to both of y'all. You know what I mean? If anything, I thought both of y'all was having more fun with each other. So I was just lost at one point. I got tired of feeling lost. I got tired of feeling stressed, trying to referee everybody, including myself. And I'm just like, come on. She was like, I just want somebody to be my peace. I'm just like, you came into a three-way relationship looking for peace? I was like, no. So I gave her some real feedback. I'm like, listen, there's some game here. You must find your peace first for yourself. Don't depend on nobody else to be your peace. Make sure their peace is in order for your life, because if they're not, they come into your life, mess up your peace. Kind of like how the both of y'all doing me. You know what I'm saying? So after that conversation, I sat them both down like, we can't do this no more. I don't care what you do with yourself, but I'm not with it. I'm done. I left both of their asses.
Shit, Taj was out here getting gray hair early, dealing with all that.
And it wasn't worth it, man. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't.
Yeah,
so like the one relationship where you were in it with the other guy and the female, you kind of left that one alone too? I
had to, man. For one, it's weird. He was whining more than she was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he sounds mad feminine.
Yeah, I feel like you're my woman now. I gotta comfort you, brother. Like what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? I couldn't do that. I couldn't. So, she was trying to play peacemaker. You can't please everybody. You know what I mean? He's complaining about something that he wanted to get into. You know what I mean? I was just fortunate. You were lucky I was even cool with it, because I low-key wasn't for real, but I'm an open-minded person. So I went on and let it go. He's up here talking about this, that, and the other. I'm the one who took the sacrifice. You know what I mean? What are you complaining about? You sharing my woman.
All right, Taj, I gotta ask you, man. I'm curious. So when you was in the situation with the two females, did you approach both of them to like kind of do it, or did it just like happen organically?
I did it straight up. I was talking to one, and we were at the Salisbury Mall. I'll never forget it. And we saw this one chick, and we thought she was kind of cute for real. I said, I guarantee you won't talk to her. She said, watch. She went up there and talked to her. I'm guessing they were talking about me too. She came, sat down next to us, and I was like, look, this is how we rock. And I was like, is you down with that? And it took her a few days, but we exchanged numbers. She thought we were BSing, but we weren't. And we went out to a club one night. We did have some drinks. And that's how that happened. And she was cool.
Okay. So you was like T-Pain. You bought them drinks, and then it went down after that?
It went down after that.
So Taj, this is the question right here. Do you have game? It sounds like you got game, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't got a damn bit of game. I'm for real, man. I ain't got no type of game. I literally just walk in as I am, and I keep it real with you. You either respect it or you don't. It's either you like it or you don't. Either way, I'm still gonna do me, man.
I got a question. So you
Man,
said
this ain't no classroom. Just jump in.
I
CLS got his hand up.
didn't want to talk over him. Didn't want to talk over him. I mean, he stopped. I was waiting for the pause. You know. He got
sorry, bro.
We got you. We sorry. We apologize, CLS.
And you kind of long-winded too. So I was waiting for you to finish. That's all. I didn't want to cut you. I didn't want to cut you off. But yeah. No, you said ultimately you walked away from both of them, right? Like you stepped away from that situation. So the other guy, did he step in and try to, like, you know what I mean, just kind of take over?
No, I didn't let him do that. My whole thing with him was, bro, you just bitching too much for me.
Like, no. But you said ultimately you said you were done with them both, right? You said you walked away from them both, right? What I'm saying is, since you walked away, he was already still kind of in the picture too, right? I mean,
you asking if he took over?
Did he take over after you left? That's what I'm saying. Did he continue seeing those two chicks after you left?
It made me know never mind if he did or not.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you knew.
Yeah, if he did, he did. Kudos to him. But
So you left all the way then, man. You cut ties. You probably moved states on them then.
Well, that's why I was curious.
Listen,
okay.
man.
All right.
I'm a pro with that now. To an extent. It all depends on how I feel about you. I ain't trying to sound no asshole, you know, but when it came down to that type of situation, you kind of have to have a cold heart in some way, because in that type of situation, you gotta be strong enough to walk away. It ain't worth it. It's not just you in that relationship. It's not just her in that relationship. You know what I mean? So
it looks like, man, at first it might be a good idea, but like I was watching what CLS was talking about, that Sister Wives, man, and that dude is burnt out. Like all of them are leaving at this point. He's like, man, I don't recommend this shit to nobody. The first season he was all about it. He was like, oh yeah, I recommend this. You can make it happen. Shit, season 9, he's smoking cigarettes. My man looking burnt out. He's like, hey, I don't recommend this to nobody. This don't work. Yeah, I was like, man, that's managing all those like personalities, man. It's crazy.
Because I thought about it. I mean, I thought about it, but it would make me seem selfish. I'm like, okay, well, it's okay for me to have 2 women. And you know what I mean? I guess my partner, she's like, well, if I want 2 dudes, you know what I mean? Because I was going to say I'd be selfish and be like, yeah, I'm cool with just having 2 women. That would be my limit, though. Like, if I met 2 women and they were okay with just having just the one man in the house, I would be okay. Like, 2 would be the limit for me. I'm not doing 3 or 4. No,
yeah, I'm too greedy. I couldn't do it at all, because it'll only strictly be women. So because like you said, there's got to be fair to a certain degree. So they're like, well, we want another guy now. I'm like, all right, I'm out. Right. I'm too territorial, man. I'm too greedy, man. I couldn't do it. So now the part of you, Taj, even UCLS for being open-minded, because I'm not.
You got to experience it to know not to step to that no more, man.
So if somebody came up to you, Taj, and they were like, hey, I'm thinking about experimenting with this whole like type of situation, what would you like say to that person?
Know what you're getting yourself into, for one. I mean, first I'll reject. Like, no. But wait, let me make sure I'm getting you right. You're asking like if somebody came to me and be like, hey, I'm thinking about this, or
I'm thinking about getting into this type of relationship. What would be your advice to them?
Okay. Have a strong mind, open mind, and a strong heart, because you're gonna need it, man. I mean, it's not, you got to understand, it's not just you, it's not just her, it's somebody else. It could be multiple people. And even this, I'll tell people this too, because I didn't know this. Even while you have that relationship with the third party, they can still be having their little activities outside of that. You know what I mean? You got to think like that sometimes. People be like, oh, you're being insecure. No, I'm being realistic, because how do you think I got with your ass? You know what I mean?
That's why you're supposed to put all your cards on the table, is put everything out in the open.
Yeah, just keep it real.
Full disclosure.
Yeah. So just keep an open mind. That's all I can give you. Just know what you're getting yourself into.
Since I moved here in Atlanta, I have met swingers, like people who swing. Like, it's almost like a common thing here. They have clubs here in Atlanta for that. I did an Uber trip once, and I dropped off a couple going to a swingers club, and they were there to meet other swingers and mingle and all that shit. I was like,
They invite you to the club?
Nah, I mean, I was talking to the wife. I mean, before I dropped them off, because we stopped at a liquor store first. I think the husband went in there to get something to drink, and then we're gonna go to the spot. Nah, man, you gotta be. It was like it's almost like you had to make like you had to get like an invitation to go there, though. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of it's kind of a nice spot to go there. Like, and I guess you had to go there. You had to go there with a partner. You know what I mean? Like I guess a girlfriend or fiance.
I don't want to know.
Husband, wife. So yeah, but they were cool with it, though. It was just like. I mean, this is a white couple. I mean, it seemed like they were pretty cool with it. And it was something, they made it seem like it was normal. It was the norm for them, I guess.
I bet.
Mm-hmm. I bet. They didn't even live in Atlanta, though. I think they lived in like Athens or something like that. So they lived, another 2 hours away. You know what I mean?
So they was traveling to get it in down there, huh?
It was, I'm getting married. You mine, man. I ain't nobody.
Come to the city to get their kicks, and they just go back home.
Yeah, I heard Atlanta be on that, a lot of that freak shit, man.
Yeah.
What they got, like a code word you got to go in there, or like a gold VIP card or something?
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't ask all that. I mean, I just let him out of the car and I was.
Corey, you got to find this out, man. You out here. You got to investigate this for us.
Right, you got to, man. You got all the access.
You got to give us a scoop, man. You down there like on the front line.
I'm not doing that shit. So I mean, I ain't doing it. So I don't have a wife. I mean, I'm not doing
Probably thought about it a few times though, man. Probably thought about it.
I ain't doing that, bro. I mean,
so CLS, what would you?
Like I said, you're only 28, right? You're only 28. Like if I was still in my 20s, it'd be a different story. If you'd asked me that when I was still in my 20s, I would say yes. Now at 40, no, I'm not doing that shit, man. I'm tired, bro.
I get you.
It is, man.
So CLS, if somebody came up to you and they were like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this type of relationship," what would be your advice to them?
My advice, I mean, pretty much the same thing he said. I mean, like, I want you two are open and honest with each other, give each other full disclosure, and relationships they usually work out better when two people want if they want the same things. If you don't want the same things, it's not gonna work out any fucking way. Exactly. You have to want the same things going into the situation if you decide to do that. If not, it's not gonna work out. It's just like if you meet a person and you start talking about marriage and kids and all that type of stuff. You know how many women I've dated here who didn't want marriage or kids? Like, they have no desire to have children. They have no desire to get married. It's all marriage is a piece of paper.
Really?
They don't care about none of that shit. Like, no, I mean, there's a lot of men and women feel that way now. You know what I mean?
So what they do is like career focused, pretty much.
Yeah, career focus. But no, I'm just saying, even after they get established with their careers and choose their path and all that stuff, I'm just saying they do not want these things, bro. Like, some of them are like divorced. They're not really in a hurry. They rush back into another marriage, and they don't want. But they don't want no kids, bro. They don't want no kids. Period. Like, maybe I don't know. Some open to like maybe adoption or something like that. But some don't want no kids. Period. Though, like some women out here do not want no kids. Period. It's like, no, I want the kids I can just give back. Like, like if they got like a sibling that got kids and it's like their favorite niece or nephew.
So they're gonna be the auntie then, huh? The cool aunt.
Exactly. I just give this shit back. You know what I'm saying? I'm done to get my baby fixed and I just give it back.
We're gonna have to do a topic on that. That's gonna be on one of the next shows. We're gonna have to break that down, man. We're gonna get into that.
There's women like that, bro. There's women. I mean, men like that too. There's women out here they don't want to date women with kids.
Is that just out there?
It goes both ways, huh?
It's out there more, or
man,
everywhere, bro. Like when I was in Maryland, it was like that. Not just in Georgia. It's like that everywhere, dude. It's like that everywhere.
Yeah, I think it's by the cities and stuff, more or less. Where people's on that hustle and bustle, man. I see it way more than. But I think you go like Midwest and stuff, man. Them cats be spitting out babies. They old fashioned with it.
Midwest right damn now. Let me tell you.
So you see it in that what they call it, the bread basket out there. Yeah, they old school with it.
But then when you play this city.
But then I guess it's like if you compare like civilians to like celebrities, a lot of them are like career driven, and it's like they start having children like when they're like in their like late 40s, early 50s, damn near. Like look at Janet Jackson when she had a kid when she was like 52.
Who?
Yeah, she was up there in age, man.
Yeah, like 52, and then like Gina Davis, and it was like I don't know, J-Lo was a whole lot. A lot of them started having kids late.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. They do go on that trend.
They started really, like really. That's not normal having no kid at no 51 or 52.
Hell no.
It really is. It ain't normal. That's your first kid. Your first kid.
You have a kid at 52. You giving birth to a timeline. Like damn near by the time that kid hit like hit college, you got one foot in the grave. You like, damn it, every birthday candle blown out. You're like, oh shit.
That's the birth of life, baby.
And then you see like in this past week or whatever. Since we're on that subject, you think about this past week. That motherfucker, what's his name? Al Pacino. He just won up Robert De Niro. He won up his ass. He just had a kid. He's fucking, I think, like 82. His girlfriend is Robert. Let me see. Al Pacino got a girlfriend that's 29 years old. They just had a baby, yo. He wanted.
I can never understand that.
He's 82, bro. Well, that's the thing. He's 82 years old. He didn't think he can have any more kids because all his kids are grown. I think he got like 4 or 5 kids. They're all grown. So he's dating this 29-year-old chick. She got pregnant. And he wanted a DNA test to prove he was the father of that kid. He didn't think the kid was his.
That's all money.
He denied it.
That's
all and Robert De Niro, he just had his kid. He's like, 79? And I think his girl's like 34, 35, something like that.
Hey, them chicks, that's with them. Yeah. They probably on Amazon right now, like cashing out. They like, a few more years.
So,
right. It's mine.
Tasting history, bro. They both taste in history.
I can't even imagine
history, bro.
That's crazy, man.
And she sucked his dick, yo. Like, I mean, that dude's 80 years old, man. That's fucking gross.
I I hear that.
That's fucking gross, man. That's fucking gross.
You said
what's his name? I can't remember his name. The dude wasn't he like was he the owner of the Lakers? That dude, remember Donald Sterling? It was Donald Sterling, wasn't it?
No. That's the.
What team did he own?
Oh, you talking about the Clippers one?
It was the Clippers, yeah. He owned the Clippers. That's what it was. I was thinking the Lakers. Nah, it was the Clippers. It was Donald Sterling. Remember he said that racist shit about Magic Johnson?
Yeah, my man was blacking out on the tape. They had to get him up out of there.
He was just like, don't bring him to the games. He said, you can fuck him all you want, just don't bring him to the games. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Yeah.
He was like, you better not bring him to this game.
And that dude's like,
I don't give a damn who you messing with. My man was hating. That was hate at his finest level. My man was a billionaire hating.
Exactly. And the chick that he's hating on Magic Johnson, and the chick that he's with, that bitch was she was tasting history too. She was sucking his dick. She's sucking that old dick. That's fucking gross.
But all right, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic.
That's crazy.
It is gross.
So, all right, the second topic for this show, we're going to get into, should we abolish tipping or keep it going? And this was based off a clip that CLS broke down. I guess there was a situation that you saw and kind of drove me to this topic. Should we abolish tipping? So can you give us some background on that clip?
There was a girl on TikTok that went viral. She went to a Baskin Robbins, just an ice cream spot, got I think a $3 ice cream cone. The cashier got mad at her because she didn't tip her. Because at the register now, at the end of the transaction, the tip little box will pop up at the end saying you want to make a tip or whatever before you complete the transaction. Yeah, and she didn't tip. I guess she just hit zero, and then she like swiped her debit card or whatever. So then the cashier just kind of made like a huffing noise, like like that huffing noise people make when they start huffing and puffing when they get mad. She did that, and she was like, "Bitch, I'm supposed to tip you. The damn cone was like $3. It was an ice cream cone. It's like $3. I'm supposed to tip you $1." So it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. But then most of the places, like the grocery stores, I guess you go to like Target or Walmart or any type of grocery store, Publix and Kroger's, Whole Foods. Saying they have that donation screen will pop up where it says like donation for something. You know what I mean? Some kind of charity or some shit. Yeah. So they're getting donations, and then I guess and at restaurants, of course, at sit down restaurants, you're supposed to tip at a sit down restaurant. That goes without saying. I have no problem with doing that. But at grocery stores, I'm not tipping
shit.
Huh?
Unless your waitress is shit.
Yeah, exactly. Then you get a small tip. I give her like a $2 tip.
So do you think like the Baskin Robbins and even grocery stores, do you think they should tip in those places, or what's your thoughts about abolishing it, or should we just keep it going?
I guess it's up to the person. I'm not tipping no cashiers, bro. I'm not tipping no cashiers. I don't tip cashiers. The only people I tip, like I'll tip valets. If we go to a sit-down restaurant, so you got people that do valet parking, you tip those guys. You tip people who deliver food. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess like Uber Eats, DoorDash, those people. I'll tip those people, and I'll tip the waiter or the waitress if we go to a sit-down restaurant. They're the only people that you should tip. Real talk. Everybody, if you go to I went to Papa John's last week and I got a pizza. I got a large pizza. It was like $8. I'm not tipping the cashier. He didn't do shit, but just hit some keys. I mean, he just typed it in the register or whatever, and then I swiped my card and that was it. Yeah, I went outside to the parking lot and he brought it to the car. I was fucking standing right. I was by the register. I was standing right there, and he just handed it to me like 10 minutes later or 15 minutes later. And it wasn't like he was in the kitchen slaving, doing all the shit by himself. He like running the register, plus in the kitchen flipping dough and shit. He didn't do all that shit by himself. It was already two or three other people in the kitchen making the damn pizza. They put his ass on the register.
Right.
He was there folding napkins and shit.
So Taj, what's your take on this? You think we should abolish it or keep it going?
I'm with Corey on this. I will say, when I see the ones at Walmart, you know how they do the whole donations. And stuff
the donations screen, right?
It's not that I don't want to, for real. Sometimes if I'm feeling good, I may do it just for the hell of it. You never know. You can use some good karma.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, what worries me is you can't act like there aren't no scams out here. You know what I mean? I want to know where that money is really going towards the cause, or is just going inside somebody's pocket. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to DoorDash, especially if the DoorDasher is communicating with me and letting me know, hey, we're late because of this. Okay, cool. You earned yourself a $5 tip, brother. Like, you know what I mean? I'll do that because what I think about at the same time, though I've never worked a job like that where I get tips, I sometimes think of like they depend on that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they get like they depend on them tips, and some of us don't know, like from the outside looking in, don't realize how much they depend on those tips. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have no problem tipping them strippers. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We got a problem tipping the pizza man. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, for them to understand, look, brother, I can't give you shit because I ain't got nothing. All I had was what I paid for this pizza. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to tip you with. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
And tell them niggas the same thing I tell them. Charity starts at home.
Yeah.
Charity starts at home.
CLS about to get beat up out here. Next time he step out, you doing your videos and stuff. They about to snuff you, man.
And you just triggered a memory. Just remind me. It was some other things I wanted to insert. When you're in the parking lot, like homeless people in parking lots, and then when you stop at intersections, you got Squeegee Man and all those people asking for money. You got the dudes with the bucket. They have like that was it that paint bucket, that white paint bucket? I have like a vest on, saying, yeah, we're donating. It'll be like a school charity or a boys club or some shit. They be walking around with that bucket. Yeah, dumb Squeegee Man and the kids selling water or candy now. No, them dudes in Atlanta stepped their game up. I was in Atlanta like this past weekend, man. Them dudes out there, they had like a little table set up, had fucking candy apples on that shit and all that, bottles of water.
That's the candy
Where get those candy apples from? Bro, we had candy apples. I was like,
oh,
did you buy one?
I almost stopped. Almost. When I saw those candy apples. I almost stopped. Where the fuck they get them from, yo? You ever seen no damn trap boys? You ever seen the corner boys making no fucking candy apples? Where did they get the candy apples from? That shit was funny to me. When was the last time you saw? I'm telling you, man, they look like the corner boys, yo. Because they were all dressed in uniform. You know, the dudes that have skinny jeans. Well, these kids your age, you know what I'm saying, they have the skinny jeans on. They'll have like the same color white tee. They have a white tee or a black tee on, skinny jeans, and they all got Jordans on. Where the fuck they get those candy apples from? Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, no, I don't think I should stop.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Hey, that's a setup. You CLS was about to get robbed out there trying to get a candy apple. Grown ass man with a candy apple.
Exactly.
Oh shit, that's funny. That's funny.
It was another thing I forgot to add too. What was it? Oh yeah. Fuck. Damn, I forgot that fast.
Some scams, man. Gotta be careful.
What was it? Cause it was something that you said that kind of triggered. I was like, oh man, I forgot. It was funny.
What about them depending on it or something like that?
No, the donation. We were talking about donations.
Oh yeah,
yeah. My man Taj was like, "Look, he want a Excel spreadsheet. He wanted to see their accounting costs and stuff."
Like, where's it going at, man? Like, what's happening here? Because I don't mind, but I want to know. I want to make sure it's going to the cause, man. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah, I'm definitely, man. I tip and stuff like that because I don't want nobody spitting in my food and stuff. But it was funny because like after I saw your clip, CLS, me and my wife went to the restaurant. And then, our waitress, man, she was just kind of lazy. But I saw the bartender, because, we're getting drinks and stuff. The bartender was slammed. But, the drinks was good. But she was just sitting there in the corner, like playing on her phone and stuff. Yep. Then, I think the chef was like bringing out dishes and stuff. I was like, man, they might need to abolish this. Because like you said, the people that really ain't doing too much work. It's the chef cooking up everything or the bartender.
Exactly.
Or they need to break that shit up, something.
Because what's fucked up, though? I mean, it's just like, but when you go to a restaurant, it's not like the waiter or the waitress are really. I mean, they're not like. I mean, people only care about the person who's serving it. They don't really give the chef or the cook enough credit. Right. Really, we should be tipping his ass. He's the one doing the.
That's what I was thinking.
Cooking all the food. We should be tipping him.
Yeah, right? It's like, man, they how they got the little machines that be on the tables now. It's like you should be able to like send a tip to whoever you want. Be like, look, give this to the chef because this person got on my nerves. Or the bartender, like I ain't about to tip this person. Had to damn near beg him and wave him down to come up there. But now, CLS, you said something funny, man. Those like donation cups that be in like the gas stations and stuff, or they, when you go to the grocery store, you got to round up now. And it was like one donation, man. I saw it, and I'm just like, man, I've been donating to this cause for like 20 years, man. They should be rolling around in like Lexuses and have platinum chains on. I'm like, man, they should be like rich by now. God damn.
And we forgot church. That's what it was. That's what I was thinking about. Church donations. Church.
I don't know if you should go here, man. You got to get hit.
You're not paying your tithes. Exactly. We grew up
going to tip, man. That's going to the Lord, man.
We went to the same Baptist church when we was growing up. Union Baptist church when we was growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all used to tip them a lot?
Yeah.
I'll take out my little dollar when I
put a couple dollars in there. Put a couple dollars every week.
So is the church financially sound now? Did you guys still paying tithes or how?
I have no idea.
I mean, I'm guessing it's where they did fix it up though, because I remember how it was when we were like kids, man. Like, probably before you was born, how it used to look versus now. No, I mean they actually fixed it up though. You're talking about they have that church building. I think Steve Harvey was joking about churches having like those building funds and nothing ever get fixed. Fucking ceilings still be leaking and shit falling down and yeah. No, they actually fixed our church up. They renovated and it's like brand new, man.
I haven't been to that church in years, man. I've been here in Missouri for the past 3 to 4 years.
No, I think the last time I remember was Well, yeah, the funeral was the last time I went there. That was 2016. Yeah, I haven't been there since 2016.
I can't remember the last time I've been there.
Yeah, 2016. But not but they would always. I mean, just saying. Cause remember that was like the running joke when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 90s, that was kind of like the running joke where people were like, what are they doing with all that money? And then you see the Reverend driving around with a fucking brand new Mercedes with rims and shit. He got stained glass windows on his house.
It does make you think, though. It does.
He's like, nigga, God didn't tell you put stained glass windows on your house, nigga. You did. He's like,
hey, let me ask y'all a question. And be honest. You know, when that like plate came around, did y'all ever think about like taking a couple dollars out of there? They was passing a plate?
No, man, you go to hell, man. If you take money up out of there.
Y'all gotta be lying. I know I was about to reach in it once, but I was like, let me stop.
I remember coming to America when they had that he put the chicken bone in it. He was like, donations. He's like, man, I thought it was the trash. He was passing the little collection plate. That shit was funny though. That shit was funny. That was funny.
So from what it sounds like, we're gonna keep tipping going. We'll keep it going, but it needs to go to the right people. That's our consensus on this.
Keep it going. It just needs to go to the right people. And don't demand that shit. Right, let us decide.
That's right, Taj. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I did see another video where a waitress at what was it? I think it might have been Cheesecake Factory, either the Cheesecake Factory or Hooters. It might have been Cheesecake Factory because you know when people go to Cheesecake Factory, they always have like big parties. But she was like the girl in the TikTok video was complaining about it. She was like, it was like 10 people. So that's a lot of back and forth because you gotta take everybody's order and then go get their drinks, get the drink orders, then get the food orders. All that back and forth with 10 people. She said it was a group of church ladies, like old church ladies to wear like those little colorful hats.
Oh, she should have known. She should have.
They're fucking cheap. Had the fucking peppermints in her purse. Them type of church ladies.
Oh, okay, yeah. You see them. You move them to a whole nother section. You already know, man. They're gonna have you going back and forth, and they're gonna give you like $2. You skip them tables, man.
No, but that's what she was complaining about. They were fucking cheap. I mean, you got 10 people at a fucking table, and they only gave her like I think he said they gave her like a $10 tip or something crazy like that. For 10 people.
That's crazy, bro.
She should at least got $100 tip, bro. At least $100.
You talking about 10 church ladies, man?
Probably more though. That's 10 people though.
She should be proud of that $10 that she got from them. They usually give you like 2 or 3, dog. It 100 people in there, you get like $3, 5 at tops. You know what I'm saying?
See, I wouldn't.
You're supposed to give them what 15% of what they spend, right? Isn't it 15% or is it 10%?
Yeah, dog. But you think about the time they came from. You think they would pull out a calculator and calculate that out? They're like, shit, $5. You know, you could have bought a car back in the day. You know, they start giving you them old people stories.
Yep.
No, old people just fucking cheap. It's not you gonna die and take the money to heaven with you or something. You're gonna do with all the fucking money when you die anyway. It's gonna sit in your account.
Absolutely, I'm taking all mine with me.
Yeah.
Well, they already tried that, bro. So your grave gonna get robbed just like the Egyptians. The motherfuckers, grave robbers are stealing that shit. And they tried to get buried with all their gold and their wealth and all that shit.
Yeah,
and they got robbed too.
They believed in that afterlife.
Yeah, and their graves got robbed, though. Their graves got robbed, right? Did they not?
Exactly. Hey, look, man, that's on you. You do that, you curse, man.
I think they was talking about
cursing on them tombs, man.
Yeah, exactly. But people didn't give a fuck though. You get buried with a fucking even who was it? Who was it? Oh, that's what it was. When Whitney Houston died. Didn't you hear about? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she got buried with like jewelry or something like that. They were afraid people were gonna break into her, dig up her grave and take off the jewelry off her or something. Like it was a celebrity. It might have been Whitney Houston, one of them.
Yeah, I think it's a little more rare nowadays, but yeah, definitely back in the history books, man. They was cleaning out them coffins, but I hope they don't do that, man. Y'all leave Whitney alone, man. Don't rob her.
Well, not Whitney, but I'm just saying, and I think it might have been her. That was because she probably had like necklace on or something. But then what if like I seen stories on the news where it'd be like a rich white man, he might get buried with his favorite Rolex or some shit. A Rolex is like what, 75,000? A Rolex?
If it's real,
about 75 or 50K. You think them grave digger niggas and dig his ass up and take that Rolex after everybody left?
If you steal from me, bro, I'm haunting your ass.
Yeah.
You better
ain't lying. I don't think most people, they gonna leave that alone. Cause one of my, now that you say that, one of my boys, he was like
He's a grave digger?
He probably had like 5 chains on when he was buried and stuff like that. So yeah, nobody did nothing though, you know. But yeah, thinking about it now, I might have to go back. No, I'm joking.
After what I just heard, man, shit, I'll go back.
I don't know, man. No, I ain't digging nobody grave. I don't know.
But all right, we'll go ahead and move into the last topic. So previously the Celtics got knocked out by the Miami Heat. So do you guys think they should blow it up, or should they bring back the team as it is? Because they did make it kind of deep in the playoffs, but it seems like they're pretty consistent, like getting knocked out in you know, the what is it, the second and third round or something like that. So yeah, what's your take on that, Taj?
Honestly, I'm actually so frustrated with that series because, for one, I was very upset with Miami because they had a chance to shut these dudes out, man. And off of a freak play, you know, it kind of set the tone for the Celtics. I think they should keep the same squad because one thing for sure, their scheme is working. You know, they get into the playoffs. It's just finishing. You know what I mean? You got to finish the journey. You know, you can't depend on Tatum the whole entire time. You know what I mean? I don't know. I may be crazy for saying this, but I do feel like they can do without Marcus Smart for real. I know he's the heart and soul of the team, but at the same time, throughout the series, he wasn't as consistent as I was used to seeing him. You know what I mean? And him and what's that one dude? I forgot his name. Number 42. What's his name?
Damn, I know who you talk about.
Halford, something like that.
He's got to go.
He's got to go. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, man, but he's got to go. Damn, there's so much I can say about that, man. They should have won a series. I believe in if you're going to come back, if you're going to go through all of that, because coming back from a 3-0 deficit, that's not easy. If you're going to come back, you might as well win. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it was on home court. So I don't know. I don't know too much about Boston. But what I do know is I did sit back. I watched the series. I watched how it played out, and they did not execute when Miami was down. You know what I mean? You had your foot on their neck, and instead of crushing them, you let up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not with the hot and cold.
What about you, CLS? What you think they should bring the team back or blow it up?
Man, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know damn You're asking the wrong person, bro. I was talking to him about that like earlier. I said, dude, don't ask me no basketball person. I really don't. I haven't been following the playoffs. I don't even really have a team anymore, to be honest with you.
So originally, what's your team?
I don't have a team. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I used to back in the day, but I guess like when I was actually following the sport. But
I just
recently years I've never been watching that much. I mean, you know, I've been paying attention to like, you know, certain players, like, you know, favorite players, but haven't really had time to really watch games like that. You know,
I'll go ahead and get my Laker game. Yeah, I kind of agree with I think they should they have to trade off either Tatum or Jaylen Brown.
Tatum, really?
Yeah, one of them because they too similar of a player where, you know, they're kind of the same. I'll say prototype.
What is it? A two guard?
They're wings, so small forwards.
Small forward.
Yeah, and they both play good defense, could score, but I think the thing is they need a solid big man because Al Horford, you know that.
Because to me, not to cut you off, but to me, when I think of Tatum and Brown, man, I think about Clay and Steph. Like, you know what I mean? They complement each other. You know what I'm talking about? So like that's why I was like, you know, if you get like you said, if you get yourself a solid big man, you good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm with that. You know, I don't think they should get rid of Tatum. You know what I mean? I think Tatum should stay. I think they should keep Brown. You know, I'm not a big fan of Smart. You know, or Horford. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, y'all can do without them. Like, you know what I mean?
But you know, they're both going to be on the max contracts coming up. Where I think between those two, man, they talking about like $600 million. So you know they're not gonna have any depth, man.
Man, they better think long and hard before they make that move.
I do think one of them needs to be traded if they could get the right pieces. If not, then keep them. But definitely Al Horford. If he's not in China next year, man, I'm not watching no more NBA games, man. If they bring him back, my man Manic, I'll be talking with him. He's like, no, he's a good defender. He could do. I was like, man, look, if him, Chris Paul, they ain't retiring with Carmelo, I was like, I ain't watching an NBA next year. They got to get out the league, man. It's done.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that they're past their prime. I mean, shit, ain't nothing wrong with fucking going overseas and finishing in China. Shit, look at it. It turned out well for Steph. That nigga got a statue over there now and everything.
Cool.
Yeah, that's true. No, I don't even think they'll make it in China, though. Tell you the truth, they might be in Australia or something.
Somewhere.
No, what? Oh, you talking about those players? I'm talking about Stephon.
Yeah, they. But yeah, nah. What's his name? He was over there. He had a statue in China. Yeah, they loved him.
Yeah, he won like 2 championships with them over there. But that was at the tail end of it. That was at the end of his career, though. You know what I'm saying? He was with the Knicks all those years. You know what I mean?
I was so glad when they got rid of him, man. That cat was over here crying with the Vaseline on his face.
Yeah,
Barris in New York like that.
He was fucking good, bro. You gotta give Steph his flowers, bro. Give Steph.
Nah, damn that.
See, I can see. If we want to talk about that era of basketball, I could talk about that shit all day. Because you gotta remember the year when they were drafted. That was what 95, 96 year, and you got to think that nigga Steph played for Georgia Tech. He played for Georgia Tech, and AI played for Georgetown. When they were in college, though, he was like number 2 after AI. AI was number 1. He was number 2. Both of them niggas is good, bro. Get that man his flowers.
I mean, he was talented, man. He didn't capitalize on it. He was lazy, man. Because when they was up there in Minnesota, they was balling for a little bit, but he was a diva, man. You remember he was always like whining about something. Just
like what LeBron James. He's not a diva. He don't have his diva moment.
Oh yeah, he a diva.
Overacting on. Every time he get nudged or bumped or whatever, he's overacting and all that.
Yeah, my man be like acting like he got shot in Vietnam and he be getting like nudged.
Yeah, man, overacting. All that overacting, man. It's like, dude, he barely touched you, but he barely brushed up against you.
Yeah, but look, he gets the calls every time, man.
Yeah, favoritism, I guess. I don't know. Well, home court advantage, you playing at home, in LA. I mean, like, yeah, you don't get those calls.
I prefer to see Boston with the Nuggets rather than Miami because this is a no-brainer who's gonna win the finals.
Yeah, I was telling somebody, I was like, man, after that, the Lakers, they swept them. They might as well just should have had the championship after that that matchup and just made like Lakers and Miami play for like second and third place.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Denver, you won. Y'all go ahead, just rest for next year. But Miami and Lakers, y'all play it out for second and third, man. It's a wrap. You think Miami's going to win any more games?
No. I mean, no. I don't got them winning anymore. Once Luka and the Nuggets get going, man, it's hard to stop them for real. Once they get that rhythm, and they're a second half team. So I'm just like, like I was watching the game the other day. I want to say it was game 1. They were down in the first half. They were not down, but it wasn't far off. I'll say that. Once that second half happened, man, they're a whole new team. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You got Miller, you got Jokic, you just got a lot of weapons in Denver. Denver ain't playing this year, man. Like, that's why I was like, I really do feel either the Lakers, no, not Lakers, I said it wrong. Boston would give them more competition, honestly. I would put Horford on Luka. I would definitely put Tatum on Miller. It's hard to say, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't trying to say the wrong thing because
they would have got cooked too, man. They looked like they just didn't have the heart into it, man. They gave up, man.
Not at all. They did. I'm just like, how you gonna win in Miami off of a freak play? You got all the momentum now. You going home. It's hard to win in Boston. You know what I mean? And you lose. Like, what are you doing? And like, I ain't gonna lie, man. You just lose, man. Y'all was getting your ass whooped. They was beating y'all both sides of the ball. Nobody showed up. Nobody. That was your gimme right there. You had the crowd. Like, you had home court advantage. Miami already wasn't playing hot. They was flat, and they still beat you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it almost made it seem like they kind of let you back into this series on purpose to then show you up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think low key the league was probably like, look, we gotta stretch this one out because Denver about to annihilate everybody.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm starting to believe people when they say the NBA is rigged, man, because
the
Lakers getting swept. The Lakers getting swept? Are you kidding me? Come on now.
They play like shit, yo. They play like shit.
But also I come to realize too, man, like they get certain draft picks, they get a certain position in the draft. You know what I mean? I didn't know that's how it worked.
Yeah.
So like apparently if you win, of course, the final, it's like the NFL, you get last pick of the barrel, you know what I mean? Whereas if you lose, yeah.
It's
so I'm like, this better not all be for no damn draft pick, man.
But hasn't it always been that way though? It's always been that way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think once you get out of like, top 12 or something like that, man, them players very rarely, man, do they hit and miss. It's not like in the NFL, man, 7th round, you could be getting talent and stuff like that. But NBA is like, man, after 15, it's a tremendous drop,
Yeah. But then you got to think, it's more spots in the NFL though. You know what I mean? It's less players in the NBA.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't it like a little over 300 in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
It's like less than
it's not too
400.
many.
Less than 400 players in the NBA. So this, yeah.
Plus, the rosters ain't as deep, like you said, with the NFL. Because
NFL
they
roster.
got.
So basically, your chances of making the NFL is far greater than making it to the NBA because it's just more spots, more jobs available. There's more spots on the team.
Yeah.
I was talking to that about. I think I was talking to Jones about that one time. We were talking about that.
I told Jones, man, we got to pull him up, man. That cat is a sports fanatic.
He is. He knows a lot about sports, just history, like history in general. Like
you gotta get him on board, then.
History, that. Mm-hmm. You can get his ass on here.
Yeah, I'll holler at him. But all right, man, we'll go ahead and close this out, man. Great discussion with you guys once again. And, to anybody watching, if y'all want us to cover some topics, man, leave them in the comments and stuff like that, because we're going to keep on trying to break down current events. We're trying to hit everything, keep everybody entertained. So y'all got some suggestions, hit me up in my DMs or leave a comment, on the video, and we'll keep breaking that down. And also, if you guys are on the channel, you subscribe, please check out the movie reviews. I'm constantly on there arguing with CLS if the movie's good or not. I think I got a little bit better taste in movies than he does, but please feel free to see who got better taste. He steadily argued with me. He was mad on the Me Time the other day. He was like, man, you don't know who Don Amos is? You ain't watch Amen when you were younger? Old ass TV show.
James Amos.
Oh, James Amos. What is he, Mexican?
You don't know who James Amos is? He's black.
Yeah, man.
He's not Mexican. He's black. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. John Amos.
See, there you go. Being all smart and stuff.
I met John. Well, nigga, your name is James. I met John Amos.
Hey, he had like 5 minutes in the movie. Man, I skipped over. He's like, man, why ain't you gonna announce him? He used to be the man back in the day. I was like, what did he play on?
Good Times. The father on Good Times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Good Times, and remember LL Cool J had that show called remember LL Cool J had that show called In the House. You ever watch it?
Yeah.
And he was like a football player. He was trying to get back on the field, and he was like his coach on there. He was like his football coach on there. He's been on shit, over the years. He was
also on Roots too, man. He was on Roots.
Exactly, he was on Roots. And he was also in. You ever see the Players Club with Bernie Mac and all them?
Yeah,
he was a cop. Remember him and Faison Love was a cop.
He was.
And he was fucking with him. Yeah, he was a cop. Exactly.
How long was his damn scene in the Players Club? What was it, like 2 minutes?
You never seen the Players Club, bro? The Players Club?
I can't remember, but I'm saying, did he have a long part? How long was his part, Taj?
Huh?
He was throughout the whole movie. He was a cop.
Oh, he was in there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole movie. You see him the whole movie.
So when that come out? That had to be like the mid-90s?
1997. Like 96, 97.
So what was he in after that? That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to show you something. I'm walking you through his timeline of.
I just gave you in that house with LL Cool J.
Coming to America too. He played on Coming to America too.
Yeah, well, that was the 80s though. That was late 80s. He said the late 90s, early 2000s. In the House. You ever see In the House with LL Cool J? And what's his name? Debbie Allen, LL Cool J. I can't remember the other actors on that. I remember them, but they haven't really been in much. But
so Taj, I got a quick question. Have you ever watched that TV show Amen?
Yeah, I have. He knows what Amen is. That was with Sherman Hemsley. Remember? I was telling him. Remember the woman on there that played his daughter. Remember? Yeah. Exactly. And
so was it actually a good show, Taj, or did y'all have to watch that because it was like punishment or something? Because y'all did something wrong, you got to watch it.
The problem is he's not black enough. That's why he don't remember the show.
I remember my favorite episode. I want to say he had a snake on him. Was it? And he was dancing with the snake, but he was scared trying to get it off.
Yeah,
he was trying to get it off.
Sherman Hemsley, bro. Yeah,
it's a goddamn shame y'all was watching this.
Bro. And then remember that, or keep his daughter in mind. Remember, you ever watch what was it? The Wayans Brothers. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
She was like, you ever watch the Wayans Brothers? And Shauna Merlin and what's it? John Witherspoon. Yeah. Remember, she was like the security guard in that building. Remember
she was.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. She was in that too. But she's been in movies too, and she was in. You ever see the movie Gridiron Gang? You seen Gridiron Gang?
Yeah.
The football movie with The Rock. Yes. Remember at the beginning of the movie?
Oh yeah. The wife getting beat.
Yeah, remember she was getting beat, and then the kid he shot her boyfriend.
Yeah,
that was his mom. She was the mother. Exactly.
So we might have to pull Taj into these reviews to be the tiebreaker.
Exactly.
I asked like 10 people that grew up in that era. I was like, "Hey, y'all watch Amen?" They were like, "What the hell is that?"
Hey, look, man, I grew up with a dope grandmother, man. So I watched all of that.
We watched all that shit, bro. We watched all that. I watched all that shit too. We were watching Amen. We was watching fucking. Let me see, MASH. Fucking Knight Rider. Fucking Knight Rider. Fucking.
Yeah, see, I watched all that, man. I wasn't watching no Amen though. Damn that.
Fucking Golden Girls. Golden Girls. He probably watched that shit. He watched all that shit too. Because the grandmother used to watch all. Their grandmothers used to watch all those same shows. Don't lie. You watch fucking Knight Rider. You know about fucking David Hasselhoff and fucking Kit.
I don't know about David Hasselhoff though. I don't know about.
You seen Knight Rider though? You know this.
Yeah, my man was Baywatch too, man.
Well, that was afterwards though. He did Knight Rider.
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, my man.
And then he was fucked up that one time, and he was in a hotel room eating a hamburger on the floor on the dirt. He was eating a fucking, I think it was a Whataburger. It was a big ass hamburger on the dirty ass motel floor. He was drunk as shit. You remember that video? It went viral.
Yeah.
And his daughter was the one who was holding it. She was the one who was recording it with her cell phone. And David Hasselhoff, he was like,
yeah, she set my man up. He's a legend, man. She should have fell back. He deserved some mistakes. My man.
Eating a Whataburger. He was eating a hamburger on a dirty ass hotel floor.
Fucking amen. I can't believe y'all used to watch that. Taj, man, you younger too. What y'all get like punishment? You had to sit down with your like grandmothers and watch that.
My grandmother used to always.
You just ain't black enough, bro. You're not black enough.
For real, it was either Andy Griffin. It was either Matt.
I watched that too.
Amen. For real,
Happy
man.
Days. You watch Happy Days?
Happy Days. Yeah.
Happy Days. Yeah, he's just not black enough. I don't remember that shit.
You ever give me a break?
I'm telling you, man. I asked everybody. They were like, I don't remember that. I'm telling you, CLS, you probably got like a C on your report card. They're like, hey, sit down here with grandma. That was the punishment back in the day, man. You had to watch some like terrible show.
I got some A's and B's on there too. Got some mostly B's. I was a B student.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I found some of them shows interesting. I ain't gonna front.
They were good, man. They were good classic shows.
But I appreciate it. I learned something every. I could have remembered that, but hey.
The Golden Girls is basically just Sex in the City. If you fucking think about it, I
remember Golden Girls, but yeah.
If you think about it, it's for women. They just old.
What was her name? Blanche.
Blanche was the fast one. I would have fucked her.
Yeah, Blanche would have got it. I like Blanche.
Blanche would have got it.
All right, y'all. That's obviously time for us to cut it, right?
Yeah. But nah, hey, tune in to the movie reviews. Like I said, me and CLS be going at it. We might have to pull Taj into tiebreaker, but I don't know about the whole amen now. I might have to get somebody that's unbiased.
You're not black enough, man. That's why you don't remember. You're not black enough.
Yo, you at least remember Family Matters, right? You remember Family Matters, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
You see, that was...
So we good.
Family Matters,
There we go.
Family Matters, yeah.
But all right, we'll go ahead and close this out. All right, peace.